guys, it's been a couple of months now since I've actually done a video where I'm actually sitting in front of the camera, because I'm not really comfortable with sitting in front of the camera. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about today, and it's been a very long time. I mean, I've been collecting. I bought my first one of these consoles about 15 years ago, and I actually bought it, just the actual console itself, and it was marked. I bought it off eBay, and I think I paid £70 for it, which works out about €90 altogether. And basically, by the advert that was on eBay, it basically said no picture, powers on, no picture. So I took a chance with it. I didn't know what was wrong with it, but at the time, even 10, 15 years ago, the Jaguars were, to buy a box one, were kind of expensive, I thought. So I just said, you know what, I've never played one of them. I remember hearing about them on a video game show that I used to watch as a kid back in '94, called Bad Influence.
There's some interesting hardware in the shops this Christmas. There's the 3DO, the first CD super console. Then there's a CDI, which lets you play movies on CD and has some nice looking games like this new one, Chaos Control. Then we've got the Neo Geo CD, which lets you play arcade fighting games in your home. And then there's the Jaguar, the world's first 64-bit console. But 3 new machines are set to take over next year, and Bad Influence is the first place where I've ever seen them all together.
This one is Sega's Saturn, due to replace the Mega Drive and supersede the stopgap 32X. It's a 32-bit machine. It'll play games on carts, the slot in the back here, and also on CD. There's only one game around for it at the moment, Virtua Fighter. This machine has been specially imported from Japan for Bad Influence, but the Saturn will be available in the UK next year.
This one's the Sony PlayStation, and this one's also just been released in Japan. Now, Sony are a pretty big name so far as hi-fi and TV are concerned, but this is their first foray into the world of video games. Will they succeed? Well, so far the signs are good.
And they would have been at the time advertising the Atari Jaguar, the Amiga 32. Is it the Amiga 32? Yeah, they were advertising that. But while they were advertising those consoles, they still were advertising the Mega Drive and also the Super Nintendo. And the CDI was another thing they were advertising the same day. And I remember them bringing out an imported Japanese Sega. It was the grey Sega Saturn console, and also a Japanese a PlayStation 1, which hadn't been released, we'll say, within Europe or the UK or Ireland at that stage. So that was my first kind of look, and I kind of forgot about it because I never actually saw any of the Atari Jaguars for sale in Ireland in any of the shops that I used to go into, like Game or Smith's. So I just kind of forgot about it and moved on, as they say. So as I said, a couple of years ago, I went away and bought this console broken, and to my delight, because when I remember buying it, I didn't have to buy a controller separate to it, and I had to buy the power supply separate to it, the genuine original power supply. And then I bought one cartridge, which was a cartridge Cybermorph, which was actually released with the box game, if you were able to buy the box console at the time. And plugged it in, popped in the cartridge, and as described, no picture. I could hear sound, which was kind of strange, but no picture. So I kind of took the console apart, took it apart and had a look at the board. The board seemed to look fine. I didn't see any issue with it. So I closed it back up, and I was kind of stumped as what could have been wrong with it. And I can tell you exactly, guys, what was wrong with it. Basically, where the cartridge slot goes in, one of the pins was slightly bent down, so it wasn't making contact correctly, hence affecting the picture. I got little tweezers, gently straightened the pin, and thank God, up to this day, it's still working. Now, another thing I did, as I'm mad as people kind of think, I saw a guy advertising an Atari Jaguar box. Just the box, with the insert for sale. And I kind of said, you know what, I want the box for the console, so I'm just going to go in and buy the box, which I did. Paid a lot more than the Jaguar because I only bought the box about 4 years ago, I suppose. The box cost me €100. I know, mad for just a piece of cardboard, but I just wanted to have it complete. Anyway, so I'm going to show you the console that I actually have. Here she is. The box isn't brilliant, but it was very, very hard to get unless I wanted to pay a couple of €100 to buy, we'll say, Joe, complete in box. I also went away, and bought the instruction booklet for it and the whole lot. But anyway, I'm going to open it up and I'm going to show it to you guys. It still works to this day, and I'm going to show you the box first. Now, on the front of the box, I know the box isn't brilliant, but this is the way it was when I bought it. Look, I'm just looking It looks, I mean, these are all in storage. I only bring them out when I want to show them to you. I play them every so often because what I do with our consoles is I will spend one weekend playing maybe Xbox. I'll spend another weekend playing Super Nintendo. Weekend again playing, you know, maybe to make a CD or to take a Mega Drive or to CDI. It just depends. Even the Amiga, we kind of alternate them. So every so often, every couple of months, the consoles they're heated up for, we say, for a Friday, Saturday night. We play them. So we always kind of keep them right, hopefully. Now, that's the front of the box, as I say. Not much on the side of the box. It just says 64-bit graphics, which technically, it's two 32-bit chips, Tom and Jerry, are the name of the chips. But, yeah, it is like the first game I played on it, again, it showed up on the side here, was Cybermorph, and I'm going to show you the back of the box here. And if you keep hitting the wall, as many people say, it says, you know, Yuan keeps talking, but you know what, you do, unless you're really bad, you're not going to hit the wall every 2 seconds. Now, the draw distance in that game, it's okay, it's not brilliant, but again, it's an early 3D game. Now, I'm going to open this up, guys. I hope I have it the right way around to show you guys. Nope. Now, la 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 la. Now, as I say, this is the instruction booklet that we bought separate. It was just to make it complete for ourselves, for no one else. I have never intention of selling any of this stuff. So basically, you had your booklet, your setup guide. You know, nice. I mean, that was it. Basically, there's the booklet. The insert. Now, as you can see, I have put everything into bags to protect them. Now, the insert tray itself is in very good condition. Now, I'm not going to show you the controller just yet. Now, one good thing, I remember I went onto our website in the UK, I don't know if it's on this here now, let me see. To get the best picture out of your Atari Jaguar, I think personally, if you have a SCART lead on your television, we had SCART in Europe, it gives a very good signal. Go away and buy the SCART lead for the Atari Jaguar. Now, this is a third-party connection. It cost me something like €20. And I'm going to see now, where was it again? I bought it from retrocomputersac.com. So if you want to buy one of these, it's gold tipped as well. It's a gold tipped one. It's the Retro Gold SCART and it's retrocomputersac.com. Go onto their website and buy it. I think it was something like 20 or 30 euros I paid for it. But this will allow you to output your Atari Jaguar, if you've SCART on your television, it's a beautiful, get a nice crisp picture on it, even on a modern flat screen panel, if your television has a SCART lead still. Now, also that was in the box is just, you know, the standard, is it AV cable or composite or AV cable for tuning it in the normal way. And then this again, because we paid so much for this this power supply, but it's the genuine, original Atari Jaguar power supply. You can buy third-party power supplies, but they can actually blow your Jaguar because something to do with the, I'm not 100% sure, but it's something to do with the voltage. It might say, like on the back of this here, it's saying 9 volts. It might say 9 volts on the one you buy, or the third party one you buy, but it's to do with polarity, and it can actually affect and could blow your Jaguar. So if you can buy the original, and there's still plenty of them there, you will be able to buy them. Now, the pièce de résistance, as I say, the Jaguar itself, which I think is fantastic. It's like a spaceship. It's like, I don't know, it's like the Enterprise or something. You know, I always kind of think it's like a spaceship. But anyway, here she is. Now, it is a beautiful looking console. And it's an awful pity because it's, let's just do insert. It was so underused as a system. Now, I never bought one back in the day because I never saw them for sale here in Ireland. I'm sure if they had gone on sale, I would have found the money. I would have picked a lot of potatoes to get one of these. But, as I say, you can see here now. Now, the reason why the shape here on the top, you could buy the add-on, which came out very late in life. I think it came out in '96, the Atari Jaguar CD add-on, which just slotted down into the top of this. I'll put a picture up here at the side. A lot of people think it looks like a toilet bowl then, do you know? It looks like a toilet bowl. I suppose it could, but I don't have one of those Jaguar CDs. There was only, I don't know, it was like 10,000 of them made in the world. So they're extremely rare, very, very expensive. And for the amount of, I think it was like 8 or 9 games got released on it, I have to be able to justify buying a console or buying a system that I'm going to play, personally I'm going to play. I'm not just going to buy a console for the sake of buying it. I want to play it. Now, as I say here, guys, there's not much on the front of it. It says here on the front, it says 64-bit interactive multimedia system. You've the on-off switch here. That's basically it. Now, up here where your cartridges fit in, there is no cartridge flap, which is a pity. That's the one thing that bugs me about this console. The one design flaw, with one other I'll show you in a second, but there's no cartridge slot cover. Dust cover, basically. You see, you slot your cartridge into the top of this. It's just pushed in and pulled out. And as I say, it was, I can look on here now, it was kind of midways on the pins, where the gold pins are here, is where this one was, the pin was bent. And all I did was straighten the pin, and thank God, touch wood, as my house is wooden, it'll stay going for many years and I'll enjoy it. But as I say, that's the Atari Jaguar. And the other flaw which I didn't like was here at the back, where you put your AV connection in, and there's your TV out, so that's there at the side. But you've got your AV connection in, which is this connection, which utilises that. So basically that goes in there. But the other connection here then was for, if I'm right, the Atari Jaguar headset, the 3D headset there. We're going to bring out the Atari Jaguar interactive 3D headset, like the PlayStation VR, but back in 94, 95. Never came out. There was a few display models that you can see in game shows and stuff around the UK and stuff. I've seen a couple of them. And they, like one game that they utilised and show how it worked was Missile Command, which was again another good Atari Jaguar game. It was one of the older games, updated, modern time. No, sorry guys, I'm flailing on because I do like the Atari Jaguar. I think it's a great little system. It's just a pity we didn't get a lot of games for it. Nowadays though, people are actually making games for it, modern day games for it, and they look fantastic. Now what I'm going to show you a few games here that I've picked up over the years, but first let's talk about the controller. Now this is the original controller. This isn't the 6-button one, which I'll put a picture up here, the 6-button controller, which are quite expensive. People hate this controller. Basically, they hated this controller. I do not know why, because it fits nice in the hand. There's your crosshairs, and there's your A, B, and C, and pause, and option, and then you might be wondering why you've got a keypad here with like buttons all the way up as far as, what is it? They go from 1 all the way up to 9, and then you've got tag and 0, blah blah blah. But they're basically for, I'm going to show you in a minute, where when you bought certain games, like Doom was a game. If you bought Doom, you'd actually get this overlay card that went down over the top of this, so it showed you all your different weapons and stuff, and you were able to select it when you were playing Doom. Now guys, that's the controller. There is a 6-button version out. I like this one. I'm not going to pay the extortionate prices for the 6-button controller because I've only ever played with this one. I'm quite comfortable playing with this one. I'm sure the 6-button one is better in some way, but I'm quite happy with this one. And that is that. Now, I'm going to go over here, guys. I'm going to get a couple of games just to show you guys. As I say, it's a pity nowadays that these consoles are gone very expensive. For the true collector or for people that just want to play the games. There is good emulators, and if you've got a good enough PC, don't bother wasting money because they're expensive and it's not worth the price because there's such few games for them. Get the emulator, get a controller, off you go. Find a good PC. Now, list of games I'm going to show you guys that I've picked up through the years. Now, a lot of the games that I picked up were loose carts because anything more than that were very expensive. Now, first game I picked up back when I bought this Jaguar loose, as I said, was Cybermorph. Good. I'll show you clips of the game here. Very, very good game. Early 3D game. Now, I might be shot for saying this, but if any of you played Starwing or Light Wars, we say, yeah, Starwing on the Super Nintendo, on the SNES, fantastic. Even though this is full 3D, you can go around, it is full 3D, whereas that is kind of, you can only go one way, left or right, forward. You can't go backwards. This one you can go all around. That's about the only thing that's good about it. The game isn't too bad, but Star Fox, I'm sorry, is better. Now, as I said, look, this is basically the way the games went in. That's it. They slotted in that way. They do look quite well, But as I said, that was the game. That was actually a packaged game that came with the console if you bought a complete box. Now, as I said, I bought the box, then bought the game, then the console, blah, blah, blah. I did it backwards. But anyway, that's besides the point. Next game I bought then, which wasn't too expensive, was Iron Soldier. Now, this game is actually very, very good. You're in a giant mech, and basically you're going through cities, and basically shooting enemies, tanks, helicopters. Now, it's very basic 3D graphics, but there is hours of fun in this game, because I'm going to show you clips up here. There is hours of fun in it. It's a very, very good game. And that's Iron Soldier. Now, they did bring out Iron Soldier 2 for the actual Atari Jaguar CD. Visually, that looks way, way better. It's actually quite a good game. But I'm sure, because I know that they're bringing out these cartridges that have the SD. I know they're developing, whether they brought out yet or not, that they actually have the SD where you can download the ROMs and pop them into it. And the only reason why I buy one of those is the games have gotten so expensive, plus it's keeping the games alive, plus you get to play new games, so I might look into getting one of those some stage to start playing some more games on this. Now, okay, I was going to say, I'm looking at these games here and kind of go, which is the worst game? But do you know what, there's a couple of games here that are brutally brutal. I'm sorry, you might hate me for it, but they are, oh my god, they're bad. The first one's flashing up here, and it's Checkered Flag. Visually, it looks very, very good. It does look visually very good for the time. To kind of remind you of Virtua Racer, even though Virtua Racer, again, even on the Mega Drive, is better. Control-wise, way better game. But this one, it's an awful pity. Checkered Flag, as I said, it's a basic it's a Virtua Racer rip-off, but that wouldn't be the worst of it. The controls, you can't keep it on the track. You want to be, I don't even think you could be the best player going, and it's very, very hard to control. I'll show you clips of it, guys, but it's extremely hard to control. The next game that I like shoot 'em ups. Do you know shmups, as people call them, shoot 'em ups, like Space Invader type games, things like that. I do like them. Now, I was too young to remember the original Space Invaders and things like that, but I have played them when they get re-released on the PlayStation, the original PlayStation. But this one, I saw clips of it and I was kind of going, that could be good. This is Trevor McFur, and basically, it's crap. I'm sorry, and I'm slating this now, and I just think it's crap. And the only reason I bought it is because I saw clips. They looked okay. It's not brilliant. Or else I'm just shy to playing it, pardon my French, but no, it's not a good game. As I say, I'm going to put clips up there for you guys to see and judge for yourselves. I'm sure people will comment and say, you know, they love the game, and that's fair enough, but me personally, no. I bought it for the sake of buying it now at this stage, because I don't have a lot of Jaguar. No, I don't have a lot of games, so, and when I do buy a game, at the moment I'm kind of going, the prices are expensive, but if I want it and I want to play it, then I'll pay the price, as you'll see by games I bought later. Now, this game, I mean, why put this on the Jaguar? The Jaguar could do far, far better, yet this game was released. What is it again? Valdir Skiing and Snowboarding. I can't even compare it to a Super Nintendo or a Mega Drive game. Graphically, it is... oh, this is horrible. I'm going to put clips up here, guys, and like, when I compare this game to another game I'm going to talk about, you'll be kind of going, why? Was it just shovelware, or was it just they wanted to just put stuff out on the console for the sake of it? But anyway, this game, rubbish. 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 There's far better games out there, and this, I wouldn't even compare this to a Mega Drive or a Super Nintendo game. It's worse than that, because they were brilliant games. But then, my ultimate thing, the reason why I wanted the Jaguar, because I remember this being advertised. This and another game called Doom being advertised. I wanted it. I had to have this game. But, once again, when I went after it, I left it late, like a lot of us, that kind of go, oh god, it was expensive to buy boxed. But luckily enough, I think I paid something like €45 for it unboxed, and that was Alien vs. the Predator. Now this game shows exactly what the Jaguar could do. They took time making this game. It was a big release when it was released, but unfortunately in Europe, I think it's like in the UK when this console was released, they did get 3,000 or 4,000 actual units. and people were mad to buy this, but you couldn't buy them anywhere. Do you know? But this game, fantastic. Alien vs. the Predator. If you have a Jaguar, you owe your Jaguar to buy this game. Buy it loose, buy a box, up to yourself. Or if you can buy the SD card adapter and play the ROM, brilliant. But this game, fantastic. I'll put clips up there, guys. This is why I own the Jaguar. This game, and there's one or two more, but this is my main reason for buying a Jaguar. Now, right, so I started looking at games, and then I was saying, should I import games? And I remember kind of thinking to myself, right, there was a guy in Florida about 3 years ago on eBay advertising. He was actually advertising Zool 2. Boxed and complete. Now it is, I'm going to show you guys, it is boxed and complete. Now if you've any of you played Zool on the, I don't know, was it on the Amiga? I think it was the Amiga I played it originally. Yeah, it was on the Commodore Amiga I played it originally, but this is Zool 2. A re-release, updated, as you can see here guys, it is complete. There's the booklet. The original booklet is in black and white. And there's the Zool cartridge, and as I say, it came like Super Nintendo or N64 boxes. Zool 2. Not a bad game. I liked it, as I say, on the Amiga. It wasn't bad. What I mean, I paid a bit for it, but I just wanted a box game because I had no box games. And I was buying all loose cartridges, and this one came up, and it wasn't majorly expensive. I won't say it was cheap. I think it was the import was what cost me, like, you know, to buy it. But anyway. That is that game. A second now, guys. You'll hate me for this, but I have to put the buttons in correctly because I don't want to bend them. So that was that game. One second now. We are not getting very well with this. I have two more games I want to show you guys. I'll edit this video down. Do not worry. It'll be edited down, so hopefully it won't be as long. But anyway, there we go. Right. Hey, back in the box. Right, so that's Zool 2. Again, a brilliant little game. Now, there was another game that was released out in the Jaguar. Now, a lot of people love this game. I unfortunately haven't bought the game yet because, I mean, it's... I don't know, I've played it before, I didn't like it. It's Tempest 2000 on the... I'll put a clip up there of it, guys. I will pick it up eventually, but I suppose I want to get my butt in gear because the games are getting so expensive I might not ever be able to buy it. But, so what? I only pick up games I want to play as such. Now, next game I love, and I've been on about this a couple of weeks ago in another video that I had, Doom. Oh, now, Doom on the Atari Jaguar is fantastic. My only flaw with this game is there's no, do you know, like music within the game? Because I bought the actual 32X version prior to buying this version, and on the 32X version there's music, yet it's windowed, like it's windowed, so it's not full screen like this one. But I mean, it's the exact same code. The game is the same coded game, except they omitted a few levels and things like that. But I've seen recently that people have actually put those levels back in and made it bigger to work on the 32X. So I must give that a go someday. But this game, Doom, is brilliant. Now I wanted to show you the actual game, the overlays for the controller, because I know in Doom they did give you overlays. So, okay, again guys, there's the booklet. It's the few games that I've complete. Now, here we go. There's the overlays. So you got this overlay. So basically on the overlay, you have your weapons, punching, blah blah blah. And what you would do is, when you were playing the game, you would slot that like that into the little grooves, and there you go. So when you were playing the game and you wanted to select a weapon or wanted to select a punch or whatever, it showed you exactly what those buttons were for. An innovative idea, I think, personally. So yeah, that was that. So I'm going to box that away in a minute, guys. That is Doom. Now, I'm not one for reproduction games, or I'm not one for buying reproduction games, but unfortunately, in the world we live in, games, older games are getting expensive. And if you want to buy the original games, it'll cost you an arm and a leg. So, a few months ago, there was a guy from Italy, and he was advertising Rayman for the Atari Jaguar. Now I know it got released in the Atari Jaguar. I loved it on the PlayStation, and you know, I played it on the PlayStation, original PlayStation 1. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to buy it. You can shout out, give out to me, but you know what, I'm not selling these games or trying to catch anyone out. It was clearly displayed as a reproduction cartridge, and box. So I said, you know what, I'm going to buy it. And I did. And it's Rayman for the Atari Jaguar. It's the exact same as the original Atari Jaguar box, as I say, but it's the reproduction one. And I hold my hands up, I would never want to catch anyone out. This is a reproduction from my collection only. Now, I'm just going to show you guys here. Now, that's not the booklet for it. This is actually Trevor McFarlane booklet. I just put it in there because I didn't want it getting damaged. But I mean, this is actual. There's the box. You can see, definitely reproduction because that's not the same insert boxes that we have as the other ones. But I mean, it's a nice little reproduction. It's fine. It's for my collection. It's for nobody else. And again, there's the cartridge. Like, if you look at the back of the boxes here, and if I mix these up now, right, and you try and point out which is the fake one, which is the genuine cartridge, right? Anyway, that's still the Rayman cartridge. But as I said, it works perfectly, except it's a new board, new chip, and doesn't affect the Atari Jaguar in any way. It fits in the same way as the rest of the games, and I'm quite happy to have this game because I think this game is fantastic. And I think it's quite expensive to buy original, so just to have a version for myself to play in my personal collection is fantastic. Now guys, that is my little rendition of what I've picked up over the years for the Atari Jaguar. And as I've said, you can still buy games nowadays, but like, I suppose one thing I would stipulate, when you are buying games, just make sure that you're not going to be paying through the mouth for, as I've shown you here, a reproduction cartridge box, because that would be very unfair. You want to pay the price for the original game, fair enough, but you don't want to be paying the price for a reproduction. I mean, I think this cost me something like €25, including postage, or €30, so it was quite cheap. But you don't want to be paying through the teeth. Now, one last thing, guys, I want to show you is, about 5 years ago, I said, you know what, I want to buy another Jaguar, but this time I want to buy it complete, which I did. And I'm going to show you here. Sorry guys, I'm standing down straight. I actually went away, and it's a nicer, it's a way better box than that one. I went away and bought one complete. Now this is the US version. Well, do you know what, to be perfectly honest, they're pretty much the same, except I think the light is different or something. That's our PAL one, and this is the US version. And again, I just bought this, again, because it wasn't, at the time I bought it 5 years ago, it was an auction. I went in high on it. I won't tell you what I paid for it now. It wasn't overly expensive. It actually wasn't overly expensive. But I went in and luckily, I kind of seemed to do a bidding on it, and I won it. So I was nice with that. So I always like to have at least two consoles the same, in case, as we've seen with my Xboxes, original Xboxes, they tend to go. Like last weekend, I was sitting down playing my Xbox, my original Xbox, and all of a sudden, if anyone knows what the actual issue is, I think it's something to do with the EEPROM, but the red light is flashing, which it should be green, where the eject button is flashing, so I no longer can use that console now. As I said, luckily enough, I have a spare, so I'm using that now. I'm playing that now at the moment. But if anyone knows of a fix, or is it worth even fixing, am I just better off just buying another one? Let me know in the comments as well, guys. I hope you enjoyed my video of the Atari Jaguar, and of what we've collected so far, and probably what we'll only collect, because to be perfectly honest, it's an expensive little system to collect for, and I'm much happier just enjoying what I have and playing away like mad. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please click like and subscribe. Tell me what your thoughts on the Atari Jaguar are. Do you think it's worth buying, not worth buying, do you know? And we'll catch you in the next one. Have a great weekend, guys, and take care.
Some of you believe your system is the most advanced in the universe. Let's review the numbers. Sega Genesis is 16 bits. 3DO is 32 bits. The Atari Jaguar is 64 bits. Which is more advanced? Clifford! With 64 bits, 3D graphics, real-world animation, and lightning speed that you can only get with Jaguar. Which is more advanced? Clifford!
Can you repeat the question?
Jaguar! Jaguar! Jaguar!